I didn't know what type of, after speaking with the administrator and the teacher, I didn't want to confuse the child anymore. And I stay away from the child for that matter, because I don't want to confuse her anymore, because we have a great relationship, me and my child. However, Miss Adams just, for some wild reason, refuses to allow us to have a relationship.
And this is the first thing that I must address, because so many men just give up because, oh, it will create a situation, this or that. The problem is because you give up, it creates worse situations. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are? Welcome back to the channel. Today is another episode of Divorce Court. Now, this is one of those rare occurrences where a woman is actually being put in jail because she's denying the man parenting time. Now, apparently, this is a very prevalent occurrence there in the West, especially. It's starting to get even more pervasive in the third world and everywhere else. It's because the instances of single motherhoods are just blowing up every single place, except maybe in the Middle East. But even then, it has grown comparable to where it was before. In any case, situations like this do arise where parents are fighting over who keeps the kids, how long. I've never understood it. It should just start off as 50-50. That's my position. But let's listen in to Honorable Brian K. Cockham, yes. And what is going on with this gentleman here, where he jails a woman. Let's continue. Okay, sorry about that. Let's start from...
I want my parenting time. I want my parenting time that was missed. I would like it made up, because this is just ridiculous. It hurts the child.
April Adams versus Gaffney Hilliard.
Good afternoon to both of you. The court will note that this matter is before the court on the front of the court's petition to show cause why the plaintiff, Ms. Adams, should not be held in contempt of court for a denial of parenting time. There was a denial of parenting time complaint filed by the defendant stating that he'd been denied parenting time from December 22nd, 2024 through December 29th, 2024, and that the plaintiff had not shown at the police department as provided for in the prior orders of the court. I would note that the referee had entered an order back on January 23rd, 2025, where the referee found the plaintiff was in contempt of court for denial of parenting time in September, October, November, December 2024. She was assessed court costs of $100, and the hearing was set for today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take testimony from both of you. Mr. Hilliard, I'll have you raise your right hand, be sworn in.
Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. As long as you speak up, you can testify right from there, sir.
Okay.
Tell me, you filed a complaint for denial of parenting time. Tell me what parenting time had been denied.
I filed a complaint for being denied parenting time from May 2023 until last week. The first order, the first custody order was dated January 2017 or 2017. And it went out the window in October of last year. And we got a new order granting me joint custody. I have not saw my child since May 8th, May 9th of 2023. Well, I did see her in school. I went to school to see her, and I stopped going I saw her once at school, and I stopped going to school because I didn't know what type of, after speaking with the administrator and the teacher, I didn't want to confuse the child anymore. And I stay away from the child for that matter, because I don't want to confuse her anymore, because we have a great relationship, me and my child. However, Miss Adams just, for some wild reason, refuses to allow us to have a relationship.
And this is the first thing that I must address, because so many men just give up because, oh, it will create a situation, this or that. The problem is because you give up, it creates worse situations. So your kids are being raised by this deranged person and you've left. So inevitably your kids are going to be messed up. They are going to be weaponized against you. They're going to hate you because they'll be fed lies. You guys know this. So I must totally disagree with this notion that I just stopped. No, there's very many ways that you can fight back. The problem is that so many people are ignorant of what they can do. Because as this particular video proves that more and more, by the way, something is changing. It is not as drastic or as quickly, but very slowly, because this is a huge bureaucracy. This divorce courts everywhere in the world, by the way, except maybe the third world where people are not fighting over so much money. This is, to disentangle it is going to take some time, but it's being accelerated by the fact that now guys just speak what they want, that people are actually going out there and telling people, no, don't get married, it's not worth it. And guess what? It's working, because the numbers are dropping. The numbers of marriages are dropping, and the number of men actually looking to get married is dropping. That's a fact they can't ignore. And I think we are about to hit critical point, and that's when the laws will change drastically, because at the end of the day, women want to survive. If it looks like they are not going to survive because you guys have decided, nah, we are not going to be taking care of you, they will change their minds, trust me. Anyway, let's continue.
Now, it's been noted that Miss Adams has accused falsely me of abuse, of domestic violence. I was arrested, released, charges not filed because of investigation found there was no domestic violence. I've been accused.
There has to be, this is the thing that must change. There has to be serious repercussions for these women who keep lying about these men. As in, it's getting out of hand. Every single time you're hearing this, oh, he was abusive this, he was abusive that, you look just one layer beneath and there's nothing. And they get away with it all the time. So this is one of those things, like these court cases, they tend to open our eyes to these things. That's why I say, like, these are the things you must be aware of. If you're one of these people that is in these situations or will get into these situations, you have to understand that these are a lot of things will be weaponized against you. That's why I recommend recording a lot of things, especially when you're in that precarious relationship with someone, with a woman like this. You have to record almost anything. If at all, if nothing else, audio. You must be able to rebuttal their claims, because still, even if things are changing, still those tears have put away a lot of men. So just so that you're aware. I mean, that these accusations are weaponized against you. So you must be careful. You must record situations, or at least have witnesses at all times. Never have these private engagements with them where there is no one who can vouch for you. It's gotten there. You have to do these things for things to change. It doesn't matter whether you like them or not. Or you can just continue with the way it is, and then you continue getting cleaned out. It is what it is.
Accused by Miss April Adams of abusing my daughter in some type of sexual nature with the video that was investigated by the Battle Creek Police, friend of the court, and CPS. And it was actually stated in the custody order that Miss Adams had actually violated the law by sending the video to my sister in Georgia. Now, I didn't pursue charges through the prosecuting office to hurt her. And
that's another problem. You must pursue charges. There must be repercussions. You're not a nice guy because you let people off the hook. You're making it worse for yourself and your kids and everybody else who will deal with this person. Because now she realizes nobody does anything when she messes up. You should have sued her or whatever, or pressed charges. It's absolutely ridiculous. People must stop getting away with things for it to change.
any kind of way because this child needs both of us. This
Somebody who's going to accuse you of abusing your child falsely does not need to be around that child. This is another problem. People are either he doesn't want to raise the kid alone. My guy, this is the sacrifice you have to make when you have children with losers and stupid people, vindictive people like this. You can't run away from it.
This thing had caused me to go into substance abuse for a period of 2 years.
Okay, sir, well, I'll let you go on, but substance abuse is a choice. There's
Yes,
nothing
exactly,
she can do
exactly.
that's gonna say you have to get
Exactly.
into
Don't
substance
start
abuse,
crying
so
victim.
Well,
I'm gonna disregard that.
We
Yes,
disregard
stop
that.
crying-
However,
stop
I did
crying
get treatment,
victim.
and I'm still in treatment today. I see a therapist twice a week.
Stop the
Twice a
nonsense.
week,
No one
and
cares.
I've been doing that since November the 9th.
I can tell you, especially men like this, you'll always find this is where they run to. They run to the comforts, the drugs, the alcohol, maybe other women, whatever the case. This is the problem. You could tell the indecisiveness of this man. He's letting a lot of important things slide, and that's why his life got worse and worse. She took advantage because she knows the guy. This guy is a loser. He will not do anything much except now maybe got his act together. Now he's following through. But all that was unnecessary if he was decisive.
2023. And I just want a relationship with my child. I want my parenting time. I want my parenting time that was missed. I would like it made up because this is just ridiculous. It hurts the child. It no longer, I don't like it. I don't feel good, but I'm not going to jump off the 36th floor about it.
Okay. Court notes, and you had mentioned sometimes, there was an order regarding custody, parenting time support, and contempt, in which the court awarded through the referee at that time. There was a referee hearing in September and October of 2024. The order having been entered on October 22nd, 2024, which awarded you joint legal custody, physical custody, and physical custody. And it provided for parenting time in alternating weeks and alternating holidays. And there was another referee order, as I said, on January 23rd, 2025, which held her in contempt for denial for those particular months. And you're saying that because it's the last one under the January order would have been sometime in December. So you're saying in basically January and February as well, you've been denied parenting time?
Not only that, but I'm also saying I have been denied parenting time, period. I haven't received 1 minute of parenting time since we've been separated.
Well, let's focus with me.
Okay.
I'm asking you January and February
Yes.
this year.
Yes,
Okay. And I would assume anything in March.
nothing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Adams, do you have any questions of Mr. Hillier?
I have so many questions, but that can't be addressed here.
Let me just, before she continues, let me just say this. A lot of these situations, like this guy now, he went and got into drugs or alcohol, whatever that was. So, making things even harder for himself. So just compounding his problems, having a vindictive baby mama, you don't have self-control, blah, blah, blah. All these things to compound your issues. And somehow he is shocked that she took advantage of that. Come on, guys.
Today.
Okay.
But yes, I have a lot of questions.
Well, this is your time. If you have any questions concerning the denials, this is the time to ask them.
Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to let you have a chance to testify in a moment. I'm just asking, do you have any questions?
Why does
No,
she have the
no.
mask
Okay.
on?
Now, ma'am, what I'll do is have you raise your right hand, be sworn in, and then we'll proceed with you.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes. I
Thank
do.
you.
What would you like to tell me, ma'am?
Yeah, we was together, when I had my daughter, I decided to stay with this man. I knew about his past addictions, I knew about all that. I know that's neither here nor there, but it does play a role in what's going on.
I knew she was gonna bring up the addictions. That's what I. That's the reason. I mean, there it is.
I left him when our daughter was 2. He got back on drugs, as he stated himself. We separated. This time around, he got clean. I decided to help him. He went to check himself in the VA. I said, okay, I will watch your house where I used to once live. I will watch your house. I will check your mail. You know, I agreed to that because I had my daughter, my dad in my life. So I know the effect that has on a child and a girl at that. So
She hasn't said anything.
I helped her dad so he could be back in her life. And he got off drugs until he came back home. I have no proof as to whether he was using or not. I just know his behavior changed. I went back to my apartment, which I had, but before I did that,
The tears.
I found some
Tears.
disturbing videos in my daughter's phone sent to her dad, which he just spoke about himself because he said I accused him. I sent him a message asking for some type of clarity. Because my daughter don't do things like that. I mean, they're disturbing. I don't know if I can address that here. I don't know if I can even say what it's about because I don't want to get in trouble, but they were disturbing. There was an investigation. Mr. Hilliard went and handed over his phone. I handed over mine. I handed over my daughter's as well. The investigation was closed. I have no clarity on that situation, but that's all.
If there is video evidence of whatever she's claimed, there is no way he's walking free. We all know this. He's going to be buried under the prison. We know this. So whatever, she's saying that the investigation didn't bring up anything. She knows there was nothing. Do you see the levels that she's going to? Like, how are you guys still taking this risk? I don't understand it because this is not rare. Claims and accusations of abuse of kids and themselves are always there. It's like second nature. They even, if there is no evidence of physical, or at least where they can't show evidence, they start to bring up things like financial abuse, emotional abuse. They expand the meaning of abuse so that you guys can be taken to the cleaners, and the courts use this. Absolutely preposterous.
Hold on. Stop. Who did the investigation?
The Battle Creek State Police. Emmett came first because where I live in my apartment now.
Okay, so Battle Creek City Police?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said, and then you said Emmett did an investigation or not?
Well, no, Emmett came because technically I'm on the cusp of like downtown and I'm on Keenan. So I know you're familiar with your, but so it's like Emmett came first, but then the Battle Creek Police and everybody came on Mother's Day. That's
Okay,
that.
okay. Doesn't matter when they came.
I know, I'm sorry.
When, so Emmett Township, because you were there, did they do an investigation?
No, the Battle Creek Police Department did.
Okay. And I think he said that CPS had investigated
Yes,
as
sir.
well. Did CPS do an investigation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think because we haven't heard anything that
Both sides, nothing.
city police and CPS didn't find anything, did not substantiate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I understand why you may have some issues when, if these things come up, it's
The thing is, she has no justification to keep the child from the man. That's the bottom line. She's just bringing up frivolous accusations to muddy the waters, as usual.
viable that you're concerned, but if you want to change a court order, you have to come into court to do it. You can't do it unilaterally on your own, okay? because that order still stands until it's changed. What else would you like to tell me?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay, then tell me, because clearly the referee had previously held you in contempt for denial of parenting time for, again, periods of time through September through December. And now there's the denial as it relates to January, February, March. Why have you not allowed that parenting time?
It's just,
What?
I mean, just the personal, have you seen the videos, Your Honor?
Well,
You-
presumably,
videos?
But you know, my daughter to somebody, it's too late after something happens again.
presumably the police and CPS.
Yeah, she's saying something happens again. Nothing happened. But she can't. She's just a terrible liar and a horrible person. It's not about the daughter. It's about her getting back at this man for whatever reason. Maybe he cheated on her. Maybe he left her. Maybe he didn't do what she wanted. You know, all these things.
Also the videos, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And they weren't concerned enough to take action on it. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but usually they're very vigilant on these particular types of things. You
Exactly.
understand?
Yes. We all know this.
And so you do not dispute that you've kept the child.
People are even taken to the cleaners over false accusations. So this is nonsense. She's trying to fabricate nothing. And you see, this is the problem. There's never accountability. I'm not saying like all types of criminals, when they are caught like this, or when people, I'm not saying that whatever she's doing it means she's a criminal, although I think it should be. You're destroying a child's future. That should be a crime. Especially when it's known, especially if you keep the father from the child. They know this. So, yeah.
From him, at least in January, February, and March.
yeah,
So it looks like basically 5 weeks worth of parenting time. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like me to be aware of?
no.
Okay. Now, sir,
Other than Mr. Hillier did just go to jail for dropping dirty on drugs. They say he's with Michael Horn.
okay.
He's on probation for a DUI at that.
Okay. Well, we can address that. Go ahead, sir. What else would you like? to-
Okay, just to address that, I drop voluntarily through the VA twice a week, every Monday, every Friday. I have all results right here. Well, at least in November, December, January, February, and March. Another thing,
Okay.
our phones, my daughter's phone was turned over. April's phone was not turned over. My daughter's phone indicated that the email or text message was sent to her phone and then to my phone back to back. That's why I called the police. When I called her on Mother's Day to wish her a happy birthday.
She was trying to set him up. Yep. No, you might not like it, but yeah, you will be set up. Vigilance.
And I got the message right here on my phone where she tried to use it and jack me up with the court. It's written in text. We'll see what the court thinks about it. I immediately called the police.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
this is innuendo bullcrap.
Okay.
Very
Anything
smart.
else
Very smart.
germane
He
to
knew
this
what she was
particular
doing.
hearing, sir?
This particular hand, I would just like my parenting time.
Okay. And ma'am, anything else that you have?
I'm just really concerned. I never got no clarity on the situation, if it was or
You see,
it wasn't. It'd be too late
it's
if I
nonsense.
did, and he is still, now his behavior back into drugs, and I'm blaming me for drugs.
Okay, one more thing, Your Honor.
Hold on.
You know,
Well, you understand that he does have drugs test as he said, every Monday and Friday through the VA. You aware of that?
I know,
Okay.
is there,
And he has the test results there, as he states.
Yes, you see, she knows all that, but she keeps bringing it up. It doesn't matter. You're talking to a dead brain, a malicious person. There's nothing you can do. She will not take a step back. How do you guys live with these people? This frustrates me. I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm sorry. This is absolute madness. Imagine, as we are watching this, you've seen everything crumble. All her claims, they've crumbled right before our eyes. But still, she will not take accountability for her lies and what she's doing to the relationship between this guy and the child and his child.
I guess November, December, January, showing that they are
February.
that they're negative. So I understand your concerns, but you have to have facts and evidence when you come to court. You just can't make wild accusations.
Exactly.
Anything before the court makes a ruling.
I'm just trying to protect my daughter, Your Honor, and again, it's operation.
She has nothing. She's trying to use tears. They're not even coming out.
Okay, but
Yes, I'll
he just
overtalk
dropped
her.
dirty and went to jail a week ago, or a week ago. Then is also operation for assault, murder, beating a girl with a shovel. Why would I have my daughter? Yeah. Okay.
And what happened is to present all that, these are just accusations you're making.
Exactly.
It's not evidence.
She's
that
lying.
You have proof of these particular things, which you have a right at any hearing to bring proof, bring witnesses, bring exhibits, etc., which you have not done. So the court can only accept what your testimonies are in this matter. Okay?
Because she's full of it.
It does appear in this case that the court has referenced the orders that have occurred. There was an order of October 22nd, 2024, which provided with the parties joint legal and physical custody, that they were to have alternating weeks, alternating holidays, and that there had previously been a finding of contempt as well back on, or from the referee back on January 23rd, 2025, in this matter. So clearly, man, you have been in contempt in this case. And as a result, based upon the testimony before the court today, the court will find that you in fact are in contempt of court for denial of parenting time. And the referee had previously had not ordered any makeup parenting time in this matter, simply held you in contempt, and had in fact assessed some cost at that prior hearing leading to the January 23rd, 2025 order. What the court is going to do, ma'am, is at this point is you have to turn the child over to the defendant. And what the court is going to order at this time is, because I'm not going to go back beyond the prior order saying that he's entitled to his 5 weeks of makeup parenting time and his regular weeks. So it means he would have the child for 10 weeks straight because of that fact. What the court will do, ma'am, is at this point, the court is going to remand you to the custody of the Calhoun County Sheriff. And what will happen is you will remain in the sheriff's custody until the child is turned over to the defendant. Okay? So what will happen is you're going to have to get a hold of somebody to get the child to the defendant so that
That is still a slap on the wrist. So if she gives up the child today, she leaves today. So she doesn't get to be punished for all that 5 weeks plus that she been keeping this child from the father. Anyway, I wanted you guys to watch this. As usual, these divorce court reactions, they're important to see. Because a lot of us read stories that are... You read about them like they are some other people while you are yourself in the same situation. In fact, a lot more than half of you who are married will go through that. Even I suspect even more. And it is, you have to arm yourself with the necessary knowledge to go and deal with this, because you've refused to change the way you deal with these females. You need to... There has to be performance appraisals every 2 years. Those contracts where you appraise So that I'm quite sure it's going to get to that at some point, because this is what happens these days is actually some of the most unfair, most ridiculous laws and executions that we ever see. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about the video. Leave for me a comment down below. Leave a like on the video for the algorithm. And of course, share the video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, peace.